What is going on? What's going on, everyone? Hey, how's it going out there? All right, man. I see Super TA listening on the way. Hey, drive safe out there, man. On the way home. Um, I see we got a couple of other people in here. Barbarian Seven. We gonna get to that topic on that battery power time master. We gonna talk about that one because as y'all saw, I posted it. It's definitely got my attention. So next thing. Is anybody? Oh, that might actually be me. My bad. Um, so I was getting a little bit of feedback. My bad. Right now, I see you still cut long. What's up, man? How's it going? Feeling like winter today. Currently 23. Yeah, man. It's cold here too. I actually had some stuff I wanted to get outside and record today. I wanted to record the fall, not fall, but February uh, lawn chores. I was planning to record that today. Yeah, didn't happen. It was probably 30-mile-an-hour winds today and cold. I think it only got up to like 30, maybe 32 today. So yeah, and it's supposed to get colder again tonight. So winter ain't quite over yet. I mean, if you want to take it, Groundhog did see his shadow, so they say it's supposed to be 6 more weeks of this winter, if you go by that. But yeah, what's going on, the Lawn Junkie? What's going on, man? How's it going? Um, how's everybody doing out there? I know it's Friday. Just wanted to jump in here, have a little chat, see what was going on, check in with everybody. And this was a topic I had been getting in. I mean, I've got into it a little bit with the battery stuff. And it just over the past couple of GIEs, or as they're calling the Expo now, that's in Louisville. Every year over the past 2 years that I've been, it's just been more and more and more battery powered equipment that's out there. I've got an opinion on it. I've been using some battery powered stuff. Um, and I just kind of want to share it with y'all, let y'all know what I think about it, the equipment that I have used, and also I want to get y'all feedback from it. So if you have any battery powered equipment right now, or you're looking at some, I know some people hit me up on IG. If you're not following me on IG, go check me out, Elevate the Lawnscapes on IG. Follow me there, and I give a lot more up to date and more real time information there than what I do sometimes on YouTube. So if you want to keep up with me and get some more up to date insider info, yeah, man, you can check me out there on IG, Elevated Lawnscapes. But some people hit me up and said they had been looking at a lot of different battery powered equipment. They were trying to figure out which route they want to go. Um, I haven't tried everything. I haven't looked at everything. I have not researched everything. But there were a couple things that I had been looking at, a couple of criteria that I had been looking at just to kind of see how things were going and comparing a couple of them. So I'll just kind of give you my take on the stuff that I've seen out there and the products that I've used. So um, drop in the chat right now if you have any battery powered equipment. Let me know what brand, what piece of equipment is it? Is it mower? Is it some trimmers, blower, whatever the case may be? And let me know what you think about it. Whether you would buy it again, whether you would recommend it or not. Those are the things. Let me know what brand, what piece of equipment, and are you happy with it? I'll change that. Are you happy, or do you want to go back to gas? So that's one of the things. That's going to be the topic for tonight. We're going to kind of talk through that. And if you've got any other questions and stuff, also while we're here, you can go ahead and drop those in the chat, and we'll go ahead and take care of those too while we're here. So the topic is going to be around battery versus gas. But we will answer some other questions if you've got them. Linda Hayes, hello from Buffalo. 8 degrees outside. My goodness, you can keep that. 8 degrees, you can keep that. I may have to be traveling for work next week, going farther north than where I am now. So I'm hoping it's supposed to warm up while I'm headed that direction. So uh, I don't want any snow. Y'all know I'm a southern boy. I don't do the snow. I don't. um, so yeah, I hope it warms up while we're up that way. Um, Dustin Waterman, he's got a Toro Leaf Blair. It's all right. Um, I will say, the one piece of equipment, battery powered equipment, that gets the most use from me right now is that Toro leaf blower. And the reason it gets the most use because it's just so handy in the garage for quick cleanups. Like you can just grab it. I mean, normally I keep a battery in it because I use it that often. Like I can just boom, grab it off of the rack. I got it hanging up. Like I can just grab it off of the rack, blow it out, blow the garage out, blow the driveway off real quick, and I can boom, hang it up and put it right back on the rack. And it's just so convenient. Um, and I think that is a factor from when I was coming from. I had a smaller gas powered leaf blower, and now I have a battery powered backpack, not a battery, gas powered backpack blower, which is critical. Like that's just something with all the leaves and the size of my backyard and the amount of leaves that fall in the fall. I've got to have a battery powered. Why do I keep saying a battery? I've got to have a gas powered. Right now, I've got to have a gas powered leaf blower. Right now, I haven't seen anything out there on the market battery wise that puts out that kind of force to blow leaves. Like hands down. Like you just there's no comparison right now. And notice how I keep saying right now, because they're making strides in this battery game. Like the companies are finding ways to get more and more power out of these battery mowers. They're figuring out how to make the batteries last longer, increase their runtime on those. I mean, they're evolving. It's just like technology. Is definitely evolving. So um, right now, I kind of rock with the the Toro leaf blower. It probably gets the most use out of the battery lineup. um, right now, John Rob, what's going on, John Rob? What's up, man? We were chatting a little earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that up there. I'm shaking the rust off of running these lives. Um, he's got the battery power Ryobi blower, and he's yep. It's more the convenience factor. Yeah, I mean I agree with you. The convenience factor is definitely there when it comes to battery, and that's going to be one of my selling points for battery for a homeowner. Um, James, he's got the Ego mower, edger blower, and weed eater. Love it so far. Okay, you've got the whole lineup, and I'm assuming all of that is Ego. I'm assuming that if you've got all of those pieces of equipment, it'd be smart to go with the full lineup once you buy into that brand of batteries and everything else. You've bought into that ecosystem, and that is another one of my points for if you decide to go battery. So y'all are hitting my points right there. I like where we're going. I think we're gonna be on the same page with this one. Battery operator is quiet. Blades have to be sharpened more often, but make sure you get the most powerful battery. I agree. I'm going to keep it and get a gas Toro. Okay, you're gonna keep them. I'm guessing you're gonna say you're gonna keep them both and get a gas Toro. Um, okay, I mean that's what I've got. Um, I'll go ahead and I'll get into my history of equipment here soon once we get through and see what everybody else is using. So, Linda Hayes, I think we're going to be on the same page with that one right there. Super TA, what's going on? Yeah, you've got that Milwaukee. I know you've got that. You've got that Milwaukee over there. I think you love that thing too. It looks like it cuts good. It looks like it cuts. You've been cutting that. You got Blue Bank. You got that Blue Bank in there because I've got some mixed in my yard too. That's how I always remember. Ego mower, blower edger, weed eater, and street brush. Okay, Milwaukee mower, Ego blower are my favorites. Yeah, but Greenworks battery is a little disappointing. Okay, okay, the battery in that is from Greenworks, but it's going in your Alec. That's your real mower, I believe. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's what's up. Let's see the next one. The larger batteries are too expensive, so there may be an issue down the road as batteries need to be replaced. Yep. 100%. I completely agree with that one. And as we go through the stream, we'll go take a look at a couple of things, and that is another one of my points is the cost of those batteries. Um, them, them batteries ain't cheap. Them batteries are not cheap at all, and which goes into once you buy into the ecosystem. Um, Pick where you want to go. Pick the ecosystem that you want to go with from the jump. Because if you've got to go buy separate batteries for this, separate batteries for that, um, find a lineup, and that's one of the things that I would like to recommend. And I'll just go ahead and say it. That's one of my takeaways is when you find a ecosystem that you want to buy into, whatever brand it is, whatever your characteristics or your criteria for deciding that, make sure you are in line with that entire ecosystem because that way when you buy a piece, maybe you don't have to buy a battery for this one. Once you get a couple of batteries, now you can just put those batteries in rotation and you only have to buy the equipment if you want to add on to that ecosystem. Because if you're having to go buy a separate a different battery for this because you got this brand, you got three different brands. Now you got to have three different types of batteries. You got to have three different chargers. Like it's nah, that's not the way to go. And I think that is the one thing that I would highly recommend is for you to find a ecosystem, a brand. When I call it an ecosystem, I'm saying if you want to go Toro and you just gonna run all the Toro lineup, or if you want to go Ego, or if you want to go whatever the case may be, you might want to go Echo. Even Echo's got a battery lineup out there now. So that way when you get those batteries you can interchange them in all your different pieces of equipment because as we're talking about this I may just go ahead and jump over and show you this uh, just because it's such a major point in being able to have this battery systems going. um, and what we're going to do is let's get over here and take a look at one of the things that I got going. I'm going to need to silence my phone here in a second. Um, yeah, we're going to jump over to this right here. And yeah, so as we're looking at this, I mean, this is ego, but let's jump over here and take a look at the batteries. So you're talking $399 for a single battery, and this is the 7.5 amp hour battery. And then we scroll down here for two of the 12 amp hour batteries, $1,000. And you get down to the smallest 2.5 hour amp hour battery, and you're looking at $180 for the smallest one. And then you kind of get you got your other ones here in your mid range and everything, 250, 599, and a lot of your bigger battery powered equipment, you probably want to go with that bigger battery so you can get your longer run time. You get your proper amount of amperage and power out of it, and it performs as you want it to. And I mean, look at this. I mean, just a single 12 amp hour Ego battery, $600. I mean, that's that's steep. That's steep. So we talk about oh yeah, if you go battery, you don't have to worry about paying for gas, or you don't have to pay for gas. So if you look at the ROI, or if you look at where you actually break even, like your break even point, on having to say, like, you're looking at these batteries and everything, I can guarantee you I don't spend $180 in gas in a season. I can probably guarantee you I haven't spent that in 2 seasons or 3 seasons in gas, or changes. So uh, uh, when we start talking about the cost of, like, are you really saving that much? I don't know. Like, the break even point may be a good ways down the road, especially when you then start to factor in the cost of a lot of the equipment, like the battery powered equipment. Um, and I've got the ride on ones here. I know my boy JK. I think I just seen him jump in the chat over there real quick. What's good, bruh? Hey, how you living over there? Um, he just upgraded the house, so he got a little bit more land now. So he's been looking at these, and he's kind of bouncing back and forth on which ones to get, and battery or gas. I mean, I can't remember how much land you've got, JK, but I think you've got over an acre. I think you're like maybe 2 acres, maybe 2 or 3 acres. Um, so I was taking a look at it, um, and just to take a look, we can do a quick compare here, and then, I mean, if you're over in a single charge, you're able to cut, well, with the 42 inch here, you're able to cut 2.5 acres. Um, with the 52, and you're looking at cutting up to 4 acres, and this is on your single charge. So on the single charge, you're able to get this amount of runtime out of it. And to me, if a piece of battery powered equipment could not get my lawn cut in a single charge, it's no good to me. There's no way that well, I'm going to say that this is my personal stance on that. When I first started using battery stuff, and that was my one criteria, if I cannot cut my lawn in a single charge, it's no good to me. There's no way I'm going to stop cutting, have to stop cutting, go charge a battery, and then come back out and cut. Yeah, I know you can say, well, that's why you got to have multiple batteries and all of that. Well, yeah, then you got to go spend the money to have multiple batteries. We just looked at the cost of buying an extra battery and being able to have that. Most of the pieces of equipment only come with a single battery, from what I've researched and what I've found. Um, So now you've got to go buy that extra battery. And that extra battery we just saw can range anywhere from $180 to $600 for a battery. So for me, if I can't get all of my long cut in a single charge, it's a problem for me. JK, I'm gonna just give you my take on it. If you're able to cut these, if your lawn fits somewhere in here, I would think a battery main, it would be an option for you. I mean, it'd be an option for you. Uh, but then it's a different beast. Like that's a different beast. And if you're not able to, if your lawn's bigger than this and you're not able to get it cut in one charge, that's a criteria for me. It may not be for you. Maybe may be fine with saying, all right, look, I'm gonna just I just cut the front this day, cut the side this day, cut as much as I can, and I'll just come back and finish it up another day, whatever the case may be. But for me, that wouldn't work for me. So that's all I'm gonna say on that one. If I couldn't do that, I would stick with gas. Um, so let me jump over here in the chat. I see a couple of other people. Um, I've got a couple of comments and stuff over here. Uh, yeah, it seems like the prices are going up. Zero turns need 4 to 6 batteries. Yeah, I think you get your first set of batteries with it. Um, and then if you need another set, then yeah, I think that's gonna be on you at that point. Um, Randall here, we'll just jump in here and kind of catch up on a couple of the questions and everything here. I love my Toro electric, but still holding on to my gas one. Yep, you and me both, right? Crazy. It's better to upgrade equipment once the batteries are starting to go bad. Yeah, which they will because all batteries. Yep, they do. I mean, at that price of you having to replace your full battery lineup, you you might as well go buy the new equipment. It's gonna be just about the same price if you got to replace all of your batteries. Like that's I agree. And by that point, I mean, it'll probably be 6 years. The batteries will probably last a good amount of time. It'll probably be 6, 7 years down the road. If they're giving 5 year warranties on batteries and all of that, it'll probably be 6 years down the road before that actually becomes an issue for you. So, uh, at that point, the new hotness is going to be out there. So you're probably going to want to upgrade anyway. So that'll kind of just give you maybe that reason just to go upgrade. um, yeah, economy is the scales. Okay, JK, you on an acre? Okay, so yeah. If you on an acre, yeah, you fit into this category. I mean, you could get it done. You can get it done with it on an acre. So that leaves all of your options open right there. So you can go with any one of these, the 42 or the 52. 52 will get it done for you faster. You have some wider stripes on there. Um, what's the price difference on these? I thought I had looked at them before. We're gonna go back to the creative view. View retailers. Um, so seven grand for the 52 and 7 grand and say 5,500 for the 42. A little bit of a price difference there. A little bit of a price difference. It depends on like how, if you got any areas, anything that you need to maneuver and work around, uh, that you might need to work around in there. So one of them may be a better option for you over the other one. Um, yeah. So with that being said, um, Need some elevated lawns. Yeah, man, I do. Um, I didn't put the hoodies in my store. I've got a couple that I had ordered for myself personally, that I got those embroidered. Um, yeah, man, I'll look into that. I haven't really done much with my merch over there, which is probably not a good thing. I should probably do more with it. Uh, but I just haven't put the energy into that merch store. But hey, if y'all are asking for it, I'll look into it and see if I can get that taken care of. Yeah, I, exactly. I feel you. You can take that extra bread and go do the fertilization and aeration and all the other lawn care maintenance. Yeah, I mean I think you'll be good. I think you'll be good with a 42. What's my dad got? I think my dad's got a 40. I think he's got a 48. I think he's got a 48 because he ain't got the 50 something. My dad's got a 48. My dad's on an acre. Um, and I used to cut that. It didn't take that long to cut it. Yeah, it didn't take that long to cut it. I mean, you'd be good with a 42. Rock out with that 42 and spend that money on some fertilizer and overseeding. Uh, yeah, I agree with you from that. Um do they lease equipment? Some type of buyback program. I haven't seen any. Um, I haven't seen any equipment like as far as like home mowers and things like that. That where you can lease them. I think more of your commercial, like your commercial mowers and stuff. I think a lot of some of those companies they do have different programs and stuff that you can do where you can lease them out for a certain amount of time and all of that. Um, but that's more on the commercial side. I haven't seen that on stuff that most homeowners would actually be looking at to be able to lease. So yeah, that's a good thought, but I haven't seen anything that's set up along those lines yet. Um, so the other thing that I will point out, so we had kind of got in there and we started looking at some of the things, some of the pros and cons of what everybody else is using. So I will talk about my experiences with where I am with equipment and battery versus gas. When I bought my house back in 2016, first mower I bought was a Toro. So I did a numbering, and that's the same one, the same gas one that I've been using. So I went and bought that one. I did some research and stuff around, and even at that point, I was in between getting the 22-inch recycler and getting the Time Master. At the time, hindsight, looking back, I wish I had bought the Time Master. Uh, Little did I know that I was gonna get this far into grass and everything else and really managing quality turf. I knew I was gonna make my yard look good, but I just didn't have at the time the foresight that I'd end up where I am now. I definitely wish I had bought the Time Master even then. Uh, at that point, I was looking at it from an efficiency standpoint. So, of course, you get a bigger deck. I can cut it faster. I can get done with it sooner. It's not going to take me as long. So, at that point, that's why I was kind of in between. But I'm also just moving into a house, all of that, and I got other things that needed to be taken care of. So, in doing that, I ended up going with the 22-inch gas recycler for one main reason. It was just cheaper, but it was going to be a quality mower, and that's the one that I've been using. I did go, and so everything I had up until this past fall, I've always used gas everything. Growing up was gas, everything was always gas. I've just always been a gas guy. Never thought that I would ever even be considering using battery anything from a lawn equipment standpoint. So I've had zero issues. I mean, when I say zero, zero issues out of my Toro that I currently have, the 22-inch recycler. So I was like, all right, cool, that works. And then I progress along, and then I get into lawn care, and I'm into it, making content and everything else. Um, so I did partner with Toro. So they did send me the battery lineup that I have now. So that is the 22, the battery 60 volt, 22-inch recycler, along with the hedge trimmers, the pole saw, the chainsaw, the edger, and also the string trimmer. So full lineup, and I really started using that lineup in my lawn this past fall. So the entire fall, I cut my lawn and also a couple of one of my client lawns that I did a full renovation on, and I wanted to make sure it was managed properly, cut properly, as that full reno was growing in. So I just went on and managed that for him. I don't do a lot of cutting, and I see why. But in doing that, I got a lot of time with that mower from a battery standpoint. And I will tell you, the very first time that I used it, I was like, oh my God, this little toy. I was like, I did not, I was not a fan of it the very first time I used it. Wasn't a fan. But then the longer I started cutting, by the time I got to my backyard and I was almost done cutting the backyard, I was like, huh, this isn't so bad. Like it's not that bad. And then as I was cutting, I was looking at the quality of the cut. Great quality of cut. And then that was also, I mean, being that I had sharpened the blades right before I started cutting, making sure that I had gotten a good clean cut on there, and I was like, okay, cool, all right, so let's try this thing out. And I kept cutting with it. I kept cutting with it. I kept cutting with it, and over time, it just grew on me, and I was like, okay, I can get down with this. So those are a couple of the things that kind of, from a mower standpoint, that kind of how I evolved into it. Um, there are pros and cons, and I will say from a pro side, man, the convenience factor, like it is very convenient as long as you charge your batteries. It is very convenient as long as you charge your batteries. The other thing is the weight. So the mowers are much lighter, which is also to me a con. Because if you've got like a bumpy lawn or like unevenness, it tends to want to bounce and like kind of glide over the surface. It bounces a lot more, because it just has less weight to it. So to me, that's a pro and a con. So uh, it's a lighter piece, a lighter weight piece of equipment, especially if you have younger people that you're trying to get out into the lawn. You're trying to get your kids out, cut the grass, do the chores, or if you've got older personnel, your mom, your dad, or whatever the case may be, getting a little older. You want something that's a little lighter and easier to maneuver. I think that is a plus when it comes to battery. Most of them are lighter. Uh, One of the things that I will say is having a steel deck is a must for me. It's got to have a metal deck on it to add some amount of weight. And at that point, if you had a plastic, and I think that's kind of where the ego mower, when it's got the plastic deck or composite deck, And then the battery is, it's just the mower is so light. Um, the quality of cut there, I've only used one briefly, um, but it just, I can just tell with the lighter mower, it just wants to bounce around a little bit, and you'll get like some straggly areas here and there sometimes, like just from if you've got a lot of unevenness in your lawn. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Uh, Power wise, I will say with the Toro that I've used, uh, the power is, it's less than gas. I will say that. The quality of cut is there, but the power is less than the gas version. Uh, if you keep your lawn maintained and you're cutting it on a regular, twice a week, once a week, what I say twice a week really, is what I'm telling and recommending y'all to do. So if you're cutting twice a week, you won't have an issue with the power that's in that mower. You won't. When it gets, I put it to the test of cutting through some tall, overgrown, and wet grass. Uh, it struggled. It struggled. At least I will say the recycler version of it. The super recycler, I believe, has an extra boost type feature in it. Um, so you may want to. So that's an option to help alleviate that. But then you're stepping up to a different type of mower to be able to get that. Outside of that power feature, um, I it just struggled a little bit when it came to that, and when it was that thick and wet, it didn't get as clean of a cut. And then I also ran my gas one next to it a couple of passes just to see how they compared. Of course, the gas one, it gets more suction, so it kind of picks that grass up a little bit more as it cuts it. A lot more suction kind of helps out with that. And I just found that the battery one lacked that a little bit. It give you a cut, but it wasn't. You can tell it wasn't lifting that grass up that was laying over, because you could see some stuff that was kind of laid over a little bit just because it was long. Some of that stuff, it didn't get a clean cut on it. So that's one of the things to think about. But a little less power than the gas versions. Um, Outside of that, let me see. Let me see what else. Let me see what else I've got on the mower front. I think that's I think that's about it with the mower. Side discharge. This may just be on. No, I think I've seen this on a lot of other mowers too. I don't think the Ego has a side discharge. The Toro's battery lineup don't have a side discharge. I prefer having the option of being able to side discharge my clippings. And I've seen a number of the mowers that are coming out now. They don't have the side discharge option available. The Time Master does, which I like. That is a benefit. That is a plus. Um, I like having that option for when you went out of town, you went on vacation for a while, and the next thing you know, you come back, your grass is overgrown, spring flushes doesn't happen, or whatever the case may be. You just, life got in the way, and now you've got super tall grass. Of course, you can bag it, but now you got to deal with all those clippings, or you could side discharge those clippings, maybe do a double cut if you need to, and not have to bag up all of those clippings. So I just like having the option of being able to side discharge, and also sometimes I feel like I get a better cut when I'm side discharging than when I'm mulching. It may be in my head, but it seems that I get a better cut when I side discharge, and it seems to strike better when I side discharge. So, um, that's my take on the mower. Do y'all have any other questions from a mower standpoint? Uh, like I said, I've ran the ego briefly. I had to pick one up. I was doing some work on that I needed, and I just kind of used it just to kind of see how it works. Um, and then I took it back. But any other questions as far as more? That's my experience with I will say with the Toro 22-inch recycler versus the gas version. The convenience factor is there though. Like for the average homeowner, like I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, you charge a battery up, you pull it out, pop the battery in, and you go mow. And then you come back, you pop the battery back on the charger, let it charge up, pull it off the charger when it's done, and like you don't have to worry about off season. Winterization and all of that. I mean, if you're just cutting one lawn and you're less than 10,000 square feet, the convenience factor is there. It'll give you the quality of cut that you're looking for. You stay maintained. Stay up with your maintenance on your lawn, and you're cutting it on a regular basis. You you won't have a problem with running a or with running a battery mower. And if that's the route that you would choose to go, yeah, I wouldn't say that there's anything bad to say about most of them. I will say, steel deck for me is a must. It's got to be able to cut my lawn on a single battery charge. That's a must for me. Um, and most of the height of cuts and all of that stuff is good. It's just the weight. The weight is a little bit of a issue for me, which is why I also say I prefer having a steel deck or a metal deck because it adds that weight that the mower is missing. But other than that, man, I don't think you could go wrong with it from an average homeowner standpoint. Uh, Let me see what you got here. Super TA from was a beast is just as good. Yep, you got to cut regularly and expect gas results. Yep, I agree. I agree. Like if you stay up on it, and if you like I was saying, if you stay up on mowing regularly, it won't give you a problem. It just does not it does not perform the same as gas when you get into those overgrown situations. So that yeah, as much as I love my battery, they don't have the same suction power as gas. Yeah, and so I'm glad you said that, the Super TA, because that's one of the things that I was thinking. I didn't know if it was in just in my head, but it felt like I wasn't getting that same amount of suction just by looking at the quality of cut when you get into a lot of those overgrown situations. It wasn't really picking up and lifting that grass up and then cutting it. So if you've got grass that's matted down for some reason or another, like it just doesn't lift it as much and make that cut. So you won't get as clean of a cut as you would with like a gas one. Which so JK, you was asking me which zero turn would I recommend? Man, there's so many of them out there. Um, from a price standpoint, from a pricing standpoint and quality, uh, John Deere for a homeowner, I think is a quality mower. I mean, they've been making mowers for years on end. Uh, uh, Toro has got their time cutter. They've got their time cutter that's reasonably priced. Um, I'd look at those two. I've actually been looking at getting like something ride on. And to be honest with you, if I'm gonna go spend my money, uh, I've been looking at some John Deere type equipment. If I was gonna go spend my money, I'd my pops has had one for years. I've used them for a number of years. Haven't had a lot of issues with them, especially when you're looking at the from a residential standpoint. Now, commercial mowers is a whole different story. Commercial mowers, I mean, you and I don't talk about those much to a residential homeowner because, for one, the price is more. I mean, you get a lot more out of. There's a lot more into those mowers than what a residential homeowner would need. Some people like the commercial and it's like, hey man, I'm gonna go commercial for their residential property, and nothing wrong with that at all. I've looked at some for me to get, but from a zero turn standpoint, there's so many of them, there's so many of them out there. Um, Pick something that fits your budget. Pick something that has a deck size that you need. Um, and I think something that you can get serviced close to you, just in case if something does happen to it, if you can take it in and you can go get it serviced. Make sure you can get it in there. That's another selling point in deciding which mower and stuff to go with is making sure you can get it serviced when you need it. That's close by. You ain't gotta drive way out to go get it done. So yeah, consider those things. Like I said, man, you can just about find deer places everywhere. A lot of people work on the Toro mowers. I mean, they've got Skag. You get into commercial mowers there. Uh, yeah, it's a lot of options out there, bruh. To me, I would say deer and Toro. That's where I would look. Charles Pickett. Too many options out there on zero turns really comes down to personal preference and finances. Yeah, kind of what I was getting at just then. But I also think a big point of that also is where you can get a service, and making sure you can find a dealer or at least somebody that'll that's authorized and knows, because if you're under warranty and stuff and something happens, most of the time you got to take it to an authorized dealer to get those things, that warranty work done, and so it don't cost you nothing if it's under warranty. So yeah, you want to find somewhere that you can take it that's going to be close by. I think that's a big factor. All right. So that's it on the mower front that I've got right there. So in addition to that, like I said, I've got the full battery lineup from Toro. Um, Before we get off the mowers, before we get off the mowers, let's talk about something else here. Let's talk about a different mower here. Let me get myself together for a second, and I want to show you all something. If you've been following me on IG, I don't think I posted this also on YouTube. So this is one of the things that I am very interested in. It's I briefly heard about this, and then I was like, "Oh, really? Is that so?" Um, so some of y'all probably already know what I'm about to pull up and what I'm about to talk about here, but uh, the new 60 volt 30-inch E Time Master. So I told y'all before I was already looking at a Time Master. I was already considering a Time Master. I've wanted a Time Master for some time now. Um, and yeah, so now they're about to. It isn't out yet, but they did talk about it at GIE and or Equip Expo, and now they actually have it up on their website. So this is on the official Toro website. So they do have the Time Master that is going to be coming. So from a looks standpoint, it looks just about like the gas powered. The only thing is that you get it's got the updated look, which is almost like the super recycler that they've got out right now. You actually do get the headlights that comes in it. Your clean port, same thing as before. As I was saying, the headlights do come. You do get the personal pace, and you also get the I think this is like the boost, which I was talking about, like the higher blade speed and engine speed that you can control, which is similar to the super recycler that they've got out now. Dual blades, which is kind of the same as what was there before on the gas powered version. And one of the things, I don't think there's another picture that really shows it, but here it actually has the side discharge. So this was one of the things that I was looking for. I was really looking at this mower and I was like, do they have side discharge on it? Because if they don't have the side discharge on it, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. But I am glad that they do have side discharge on it, which for me it was one of those factors that I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that. Um, and this is just some of the images and stuff that it has. It has ports for three batteries, and there's a couple of different packages that you can get with the batteries. I'll jump in here real quick and kind of show you what the different packages and everything are. But again, they've got bigger batteries that are coming with this mower. So with just the two batteries, you're looking at 65 minutes of runtime, cutting about two-thirds of an acre. And then with the third battery in there, which is here's the port for that right there. And you're looking at up to 100 minutes of runtime, cutting up to about an acre and a little over an acre on that one. So personal pace, I do love the personal pace on it. On the Toros, it does come with that steel deck on there, as I was talking about, and it has the side discharge with the lights. So yeah, I mean, it still comes with the quick stow. That's one of the things that the Time Master has been coming with. Just not a lot of upgrades to it from the looks of it. Just a new body style on it, and it seems like Toro is keeping it in the family with all the rest of their with the rest of their mowers. So I'm interested. I will say that. I will be 100% transparent. I do not know if I have one of these on the way. I hope Toro sends me one of these to use. And I mean, I've been interested in one of these for a long time. Um, so we'll see what happens with that. And as you see, these are the 10 amp hour batteries. So there are three different packages that you can get with this mower. Um, this is with the two 10 amp hour batteries and two chargers that come with it. So this is along the lines of you getting that 65-minute runtime, cutting about two-thirds of an acre runtime with this package. You're looking at $2,400 for this one. Uh, To me, that's steep. That is steep in my opinion. Um, but I think there's some stuff that's in there with this mower. If you've already bought into the Toro lineup, there are other packages that come with it that are a little cheaper. Which this is the three batteries. So you get three different batteries with this one. Um, and they're not all the 10 amp hour batteries. So you get one of the 10 amp hour batteries, you get one of the 5 amp hour batteries, and you get one of the 2.5 amp hour batteries, which then also comes with two chargers. So this is if you're into the lineup or you're buying into that ecosystem that I was talking about. Now you can take these batteries because you're not going to want to use the 10 amp hour battery in any hand tool. You're not. So then you're going to want to use your other batteries here, which are already going to be supplied, which you can be able to use them for your trimmer, your mower, your edger, your chainsaw, like all of those other things, which is not a bad idea, not a bad package if you're starting to get into this ecosystem. And be able to have those multiple batteries, and then you only have to buy the tool for the other things that you want to add on. And then you got your last option, which is just a tool, which is just a mower. You're looking at the price $1,900 for that. So that's the breakdown on that one. I am very interested. I at least hope somebody that I know that lives close by uh, gets one of these that I can go try it. Like I really want to use this more. If nothing else, to be able to utilize it and see how it cuts and see how it performs against the gas time master. A lot of people, one of the big issues with the gas one was it's got a small tank on it and it's heavy. So that was like a lot of the downsides to the gas powered time master, which is pretty similar to a some of the things that you might get minus a small tank on a commercial gas mower. It is a 30-inch mower. You need to have a decent sized mower to be able to power both of the blades, get good cut quality, and it's just bigger, so it's gonna weigh more. So at that point, eh, weight to me is just kind of like it just comes with the territory. Not really a problem for me, and I'm pretty sure it gives you a better cut quality than if it's too light. But with the battery, I'm pretty sure it's going to be lighter than the gas powered version. So that may help eliminate that, and it's at least going to run equally as long or maybe a little bit longer. I've been talking to some people that have got a gas powered time master, and there's like if they can cut up to an acre with that one, they're surpassing, or even 2/3 of an acre, they're surpassing what the cut time is with the gas powered one right now on one tank. Because a lot of people say that tank is undersized, and that's like one of the biggest drawbacks with the gas version of this. So it may be an improvement in that standpoint as far as runtime and everything that you get out of it. So uh, let me know in the chat, has this got anybody else's attention? Let me know. I know a couple of people have hit me up about it, and it was like, "Ooh, Cam, like, man, that thing is expensive, but it's definitely got my attention," and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, it's one of those things. I was like, man, this, and after cutting all fall with the gas with the battery powered one, and I'm like, man, if I can get a 30-inch and be able to cut, uh, so it's interesting. Am I ready to jump out there and go buy one right now? I'm typically not the first person to go buy something new. because I like for people to work their kinks out. Like let somebody else go figure out like what little kinks or things that need to be worked out if I'm going out and buying something. I normally don't like them like fresh out. I normally like to let me get the second version after y'all have worked out some kinks. So uh, it's got me interested. It's got my eyes on this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it performs and what it does. All right, so um, that is on that front that I just wanted to make sure that we talked about it because I know this is one of the things that's kind of hot in the industry right now when Toro kind of started releasing some of this info. Uh, Let me jump over here in the chat and see if I got you. All right, here. Well, appreciate you joining Boneyard Lawn Service. I appreciate you for joining. The only battery equipment I have is Toro. Yeah, that's. I'm in the same boat with you there, bruh. Same boat. Where is it? Yeah. So yeah, that's right. Honda is ending their lawnmower production. So yeah, they're getting out of that game. That news came out a while ago. So yeah, man, they're getting out of that game. Um, I don't know. I've never used a Honda mower. A lot of people love them. I mean, they love them. I love Honda ATVs and off road equipment. I love them. Dirt bikes, four wheelers, any of that. But I haven't used any of their mowers. A lot of people stand by them though, say that they are. I think Super TA. I think Super TA's got one that he was just in here talking about was a beast. Uh, so yeah, um, that's where that is. So let's go over here and I'm gonna take a look at some other stuff that they've got in their lineup real quick. So leaf blowers. Um, I talked to y'all about that at the very beginning. I am definitely a fan of that. So I will go ahead and I'll go on and we'll jump into the chainsaw and the pole saw. So I have used both of these and I have no complaints. I have no complaints at all. So when it comes to the average homeowner is not gonna be sawing down trees every day in, day out, cutting 12-inch plus diameter trees down. They're just not. The average homeowner is not. So for you to have a chainsaw that you can just pop a battery into that's charged up and go cut up what you need, whatever limb fell out the tree, whatever small bush needs to be trimmed, cut down, whatever the case may be, is very convenient. And you're not going to use it that often. So for you not to have to worry about the carburetor maintenance on it and a lot of the other gas maintenance and winterization that'll need to be done for a piece of equipment that you may use two, maybe three times a year, man, this thing is convenient. It is so convenient. And I have seen people struggle with cranking up chainsaws. Like I've seen my dad struggle with cranking up chainsaws. I mean, just because they sit for so long in between uses for the average homeowner. Um, and one thing that I can say from a performance standpoint, as y'all know, got back into hunting seriously this year, and well, last year, and I did some land prep and a lot of stuff getting ready to be able to hunt for this past 2022 deer season. So 40 acres, we had to go in there and get access to it. So of course there was branches and stuff. I had to cut trails. So I was able to find an old logging trail that was in there, that I needed to get cleared out, and that was going to be my access to get into the property. This chainsaw and between this chainsaw and, let me see, do they got it on here? The hedge trimmers cut me access from front to back the long way, the longest distance on a 42, I think we got 43 acre lot, front to back, and all on a single battery. Um, it was amazing going through there. I didn't have to worry about. I mean, a lot of times with a chainsaw, you got to get it cranked, whatever the case may be. Once you get it going, normally you're good. Uh, I had some pretty decent sized logs that was over the trail that needed to be cut up. I mean, we're talking probably close to 12 inches, if not some of the ones that have fallen down. I also cleared a little hunting plot, where I was cutting down probably 6 inches, 6 inches or less were most of those, but it was several of them. Was able to cut through those, a day of clearing those out, and had no issues at all. The hedge trimmers, you've seen me use those here at the house, trimming up my holly bushes and all of that stuff. One of the features on here, and I featured in one of my videos when I was actually using this, is the rotating pivot that's right here in the middle, of the hedge trimmer. So you can actually change the angle of it. I don't know if they got a picture of it in here. They should, because that's a major selling feature. Yeah, like here. So you're able to rotate the actual cutting edge and the cutting blade 90 degrees and keep the handle upright as you're cutting like the sides of the bushes, as she's showing here. I think there are other companies out there. There are other brands out there that have that. But to me, that was a selling feature for me. I was like, all right, cool. I like this. I like this little pivot that you've got right here. There are other brands out there, I think, that do that also. But having that was definitely a selling feature. As you can see right here, you rotate it on the 90. Now you can still hold the handle as you normally would, no discomfort at all in there, and then boom, just go ahead and cut it up. What's good, Aldo? I seen you pop in. Hey man, we good over this way. It's spring is here. It's about time. I'm trying to enjoy my next month off, bruh. But I just sent out some soil tests and everything yesterday, day before yesterday. So you might as well say it started. Once you start sending them soil tests out, it's almost go time. And I actually did my first. I did my first potential new client estimate today. So you might as well say it's go time. It's go time for me around here. But yeah, talking through hedge trimmer and chainsaw, from a uh, homeowner standpoint. I mean, I don't think it, from a convenience factor and the average homeowner, it has plenty of power. I'm not going to sit here and say that it is not a steel. It is not a steel chainsaw, because one of my boys had one as we were coming through, and we got to some of the bigger stuff, and man, the power that steel chainsaw has got is by far more power than what the Toro battery lineup does, but it still got the job done. He just got through a lot of those logs a lot faster than what I did. So again, man, from a average homeowner standpoint, you can't beat it. I think it performs well. You keep your chain sharp. You keep your bar oil and everything in there, and you'll be good. It'll serve the needs of what you need to get done with it. The next thing is gonna be trimmers and edgers. Convenience. Convenience is there. A little underpowered, in my opinion, if you're dealing with kind of like some overgrown type stuff. And again, this is kind of where we go back to uh, maintenance, just like we were talking about with the mowers. When you put it in those rough conditions, it just doesn't have the type of power that gas equipment does. And with that, once you get through it, it may be a little rough at first, but once you get your edges done, once you get things cut and you're maintaining on a maintenance type of schedule, there's no complaints. It'll get the job done. It'll do what it needs to do. I still like my Echo, uh, my Echo string trimmer. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the power. It is a little longer than the one that I've got here. I think this one's a 16. I think I may have the 14. I think I may have the 14. My Echo is a little longer. It is straight shaft, which this one is also. But I like my Echo string trimmer. I do. It definitely it brings the power that I need when I need it. And y'all know I love my crispy live edges, and it gets me there. It definitely gets me there. But when it comes to just maintenance and being able to operate the equipment and get the job done from a battery standpoint, man, if you've bought into the ecosystem, I don't think there's there's a way that you can go wrong with battery for an average homeowner. When you're a business and you're trying to run a business, that's where I think it gets a little tough. It gets a little tough there. If you're a new homeowner, you're just buying your house, you're just buying your first mowers and your first pieces of equipment. I would almost say I would go battery. If I was entering into the game right now and I didn't have anything, I'd probably just go battery to start with, because I mean it's the way everything is going. And I think somebody popped it in here earlier that I think DC, it might have been John Will, where was it at? I'm looking over here in the chat. I think he might have popped it in here. It was like DC just outlawed or banned gas powered lawn equipment. So I mean, I think that's the way that it's going. Like things are going that way. So if I was entering the game right now and I didn't have anything else, yeah, DC banned gas trimmer and edges. And like some HOA, yeah, some HOAs might do the same thing. So, yeah, if I was entering the game right now, I'd just go battery. I'd I'd go battery. I would investigate what brand and what ecosystem I wanted to buy into. Uh, I mean, there's a number of them out there. I mean, you got Toro, you got Ego, you got Steel, you've got Echo, Ryobi, DeWalt, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of them out there. Pick one that you want to buy into, and I would say that's the route to go. Because I think I got a decent number of new subscribers, new homeowners, and things that are out there that may be looking for that first piece of equipment, first string trimmers, and all of that stuff that's going to be coming up. So, yeah, man, that's I think unless you all have some more questions or anything for me, we're gonna get ready to start to wrap this thing up. I think we've been in here about an hour or so. I did want to acknowledge CR. Appreciate you for the super chat. Appreciate it. CR is always pulling up, man. She is always pulling up for the kid, for the team, for the We Working team. I want to shout out Polo. I see you, Polo, out there in the chat. I know what you're doing. You're a little busy, a little tied up. Um, you over there talking about gas mowers every day. Yeah, man. From a business owner standpoint, man, is I get it. It's hard to make that full transition to battery. It's I get that. And then also, whoa, I didn't want to do that. Um, oh yeah, I almost ended the live by mistake. uh, so at that point, from a business owner standpoint, yeah, I'm about to go buy me a attachment for my Echo string trim, my Echo system right now. I'm about to go buy a cultivator because it's I need it for the power. The power is there for it, and I've got a couple of potential projects that are going to be coming up where that cultivator will come in handy. Not real big areas, but having that cultivator, um, I'll be able to get the job done. So yeah. Other than that, man, I see you got a couple of Miss Lewis. Latanya, how you doing? Polo saying battery powered equipment for the homeowners. Yep. Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody jumping in. If you got any other questions outside of battery, I mean, I can talk my experiences on batteries like we've been doing. Other than that, if y'all got any other questions, I do have a video that I'm gonna be. I wanted to record it today, but I will when the wind and everything dies down and I can actually get out and record it. It'll be the February lawn chores. It's time for us to start getting active. It's time to start doing stuff like Polo and Aldo was just talking about. I was out doing my first estimates and stuff today. I had my first estimate I needed to go get and start quoting for a potential client. And yeah, man, it's the time is almost there. Enjoy these next couple of weeks. I ain't ready to go full mode yet. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not. I'm not ready to go full mode. Uh, but I'm ready to get out and start moving around. I'm ready to get out there and move around the lawn a little bit. But I just want it to be warmer. Other than that, man, I appreciate everybody joining in. Appreciate y'all for being here. We'll start doing some more lives and everything. We may actually have a We Working live coming up here in February. We Working team. We're planning to put a live together. I know for sure I'll be having another live or maybe two here in February. I think I'm gonna get back to doing these lives. I kind of like them. I like doing lives. I don't know why. It's just easier for me. I I like the interaction. I like being able to see what's going on in the chat and everything, and getting that almost real time feedback. So if y'all enjoy it, let me know. Hit that thumbs up over there, and go if you are new, go check the channel out. And if you just fell on this live or you catching a replay, go check the channel out and see if you like the content. And we gonna keep bringing it to you. It's almost time to set it off. So when we get going here, probably in March time frame. We got some videos that I plan to talk about some things uh, that can be for the new homeowners, the new lawn care enthusiasts. You just got that first lawn. You got your first acre, like my boy JK. He got his first acre out there, and it's time for him to start taking care of it. So I'm gonna talk about some of the basics. I'm gonna also go into some more in depth type of conversations in some of the videos, and All my videos won't be for everybody at that point in time, but it will be information in there that you'll be able to pull from it and be able to utilize it if you end up in those situations, or how to prevent you from getting into bad situations. So, yeah, man, I got a couple of good ideas on some videos that's going to be coming up this season, in addition to what curveballs are going to get thrown to me as the season goes. Y'all know I keep it transparent. Like when I'm having issues in my lawn, I'm gonna let y'all know when I'm having them. And y'all saw last season, I severely tip burned the lawn with a product that I was using, and it was because I didn't apply it properly. So I will definitely let y'all know as the season progresses what's going down. So I keep it transparent with y'all. And if you've got any questions, always feel free to reach out to me on IG, Elevated Lawnscapes on IG, here on the YouTube channel, or you can send me an email, Cameron at elevatedlawnscapes.com. You can reach out to me at any one of those avenues, whichever is best for you. And if you're looking for more real time, kind of up to date, what I got going on, what I'm doing, typically that's on my IG. You can get a little bit more of that behind the scenes type of look on my IG page there. So, hope y'all have a good weekend. Appreciate y'all for joining. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Y'all enjoy the weekend. And hey, just know we work.